You know, for the first time in 5 years, for the first time working at Home Depot, I finally got acknowledgement. I finally got someone to actually come to my department and be like, yo, Joshua, thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you for knowing your aisles. Thank you for, doing your job every single day, every single time that you come, you help me out, you do what you gotta do every day, you stay out of trouble, you mind your own business, you focus on your job, you know your stuff, so congratulations for, doing what you do for focus on the job and just being you. And I'm like, it finally took an assistant manager, a new manager a new manager that comes to our store, a new manager that she's been at this job for like a long time, and she just got promoted to being our department supervisor. Now she's in charge of our section. So it's been incredible that even my supervisor was not able to acknowledge me. He never acknowledged me of doing something like that. Never be like, hey, yo, Joshua, thank you for your hard work. Thank you for this and that. Nothing. And before all this occurred, she came to my aisle. She came to my aisle in the morning, and it was my supervisor, and another associate who came to my department. And mind you, the associate, she's more of a gardening person. She doesn't really come to clean that much. So she's more of like a gardening personnel kind of thing. And the supervisor, the supervisor is close to, the girl, and the girl has like this whole group of people that, they're close with, they're close with the assistant manager as well. Not her, but like another assistant manager as well that, they're all in the group that, they know each other. So I don't know how that occurred, but, they know everybody for. I don't know how that. I have no clue how that even happened, but they know everybody. So they come to my aisle and they look at our shelves, and they know that they figured that the shelves that our shelves that and the stock that we have is most of the stuff is empty. And she started asking the supervisor, "Yo, do we have this in the store? Is this somewhere in the store? Is it upstairs? Is it downstairs? Is this somewhere in the store?" And the supervisor was like, "Yo, this particular product that we have, yeah, we don't have this in the store right now, but the other one we don't have that in the store either." And they would look on the phone, trying to go back and forth and see if we have it. Mind you, I went to work yesterday. And I went to work um, on Monday. So by the time you guys are seeing this video, I'm gonna say the days. So the days that this occurred was on this to this on Wednesday. The day that I'm making this video is on Wednesday right now, and this occurred on Tuesday, and I went to work on Monday. So Monday I went to work. Tuesday is when this occurred. So Tuesday, and then I poked I went to the aisle to see what was going on during that hour right there, and I went over there, and she saw me, and she was like, "Oh, Joshua, I assume you know the issue, you know what's going on with this person." Right? I'm like, "Yep." I mean, as soon as she said that, he gave me that look like, "Why are you over here?" He gave me that look like, why are you in this area right here? Like, go do something else. And you have the other girl as well hiding. She is hiding behind the supervisor's back, looking down on the phone, acting like she's looking for something. I could just see their face reaction just change all of a sudden, because they see me, they want to bust, they don't like me. The supervisors don't like me. They talk to me anyhow. They think that just because I let things slide doesn't mean like I can't switch up. I could switch up any second. So she said that, and I know, Mel, I've been at Home Depot for 5 years. If you guys work at retail in any store, especially if you guys work in retail, for example, retail is a stock area. If you work in retail, Home Depot, Amazon, anything like that, you guys know what you gotta do. So I've been there for 5 years, and you're not gonna tell me what my job is. And the assistant store manager, actually, she knows me already. She already knows me already. Because when I first started working at Home Depot, I knew her. I saw her, when I first started working. So I know her for a long, long time, and I've been working there for 5 years. And you have the supervisor who has been at the company for 3 years. Are you trying to tell me what my job is? Like, I know my exact job is. And she comes up to me and said, "Hey, do you know anything about this house right now?" I'm like, "Yep." So we don't have. I told her we don't have this in the store right here, but we have another product that's in the overhead that we know I'm gonna do myself. But we have a time limit. During that time we can't pack up, we can't do nothing like that. It's basically just working on customer service and just help them out and backing out a little bit, whatever we see on the shelf that's empty, try like, face from, bring the stuff in the front so people can see. And then that's all we gotta do. It's nothing that hard. It's not that hard, So I told her, we got to 2 o'clock, and then we're gonna pack it out. And she's pretty chill. She's a pretty chill assistant manager. Of course, I don't talk to her that much, but overall, she's a pretty chill manager. She understands, associates, stuff like that. She knows, she basically knows me. And she knows my dad as well. My dad used to work at Home Depot, so she knows me. She knows my dad, and she's pretty chill. But like after that, after I told her that, I could just see the reaction of my supervisor's face and the associate's face, like, yeah, yeah, whatever, this guy, why is Josh over here, I'm trying, they're trying to impress her. They're trying to like show off, like, yo, we know our stuff, we know all this stuff right here. Like basically just trying to show off for no reason. Like I just don't understand how some people want to show off so damn much, like, they start getting praised, and it's just ridiculous. And even some associates in my department as well, like I've seen associates in my department get awards, don't get this little Bravo awards, badges, and all this kind of stuff for no reason, for doing their low effort, And I'm not gonna complain, but I'm not gonna argue about a little Bravo card or like a accomplishment or like an award. Hey, thank you for doing this and that. I'm not gonna complain about that. If you get it, good for you, congratulations. But like there's some people in my department who don't deserve something like that, and it just gives them, they'll give to anyhow, and it's just ridiculous to me. And after the supervisor said that, after the supervisor, gave me that face reaction look, and the girl also hiding behind her back, I mean behind his back, and I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? You know. So after that happened, I told her what's gonna happen. I'm gonna pack out the stuff once it's 2 o'clock, and they still like, okay, that's good. She was like, yo, that's very good. You do your job, boy. You in charge. You know your stuff, and like you guys should have seen that reaction on his face, for example. Like he was just like, yep, 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 yep. I mean, you're a supervisor. You're supposed to be, you're supposed to be happy for your associates, and you just don't care. If it's not your friend, if it's not someone that you know, if it's not someone that you like, you're gonna get upset. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, what? Why are people like this sometimes? Like, why people don't want to see other people succeed? Why is that they don't want to see other, you know? I'm not gonna say the race of him, because if I say the race, I don't like pointing out the race card. Oh, he's black. Oh, he's he's Latina. He's Asian. So I don't like saying stuff like that. But like, it comes to a point, like, yo, you start thinking about stuff like that, because when people start giving awards and bravos like that, it's a whole issue. But I just think that, for example, the store that I work at right now is just more about favoritism. Like these days, people are people pick and choose who want to give stuff. So people want to see other people happy. They want to see their own friends happy. They see you, don't want to. They give you that look like, oh yeah, whatever. They'll say hi to you, and then that's it. They want to act like, they're important and stuff like that, and it's just ridiculous to me. So after that, a few hours pass by, a few hours, 2 or 3 hours pass by. She comes later on, and she comes later with the manager, and it was her, the manager, and it was me as well. And she comes up to me and said, "Hey Joshua, thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your service. Thank you for knowing your IELTS. Thank you for being on top of everything that you do. I remember the first time that I got here. You were the first person that that's something what we gotta do. You know you be on top of it, and I'm glad. I'm glad that at least if someone's able to give you a little bit of recognition, it goes a long way. A little bit of love, that, yo, thank you for your service. Hey, here you go. Thank you for this and that. Thank you for I'm gonna write you something. I'm gonna be like, yo, thank you for your hard work and stuff. Like, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. I've been on Home Depot for like 5 years now. Like, I've had people tell me like, yo, I'm gonna give you a bravo. I'm gonna write you this and that. I'm gonna here you go. Thank you for your service. I'm gonna give you this and that. Nothing. I got nothing. Like, people say it, and then they just let it go. And there are people that still work there who I do feel like, you know what, I can't trust people like that, because you keep saying you're gonna do this and that, and you never do it. Like, I should be getting like a lot of awards right now. Like, it's not like I'm begging for like awards or anything like that. It's just like, recognize the people that are actually working hard. Recognize the people that actually come to work and try and help the department out. Recognize the people that actually want to do work, put in the effort to work hard. Appreciate the people that actually who are trying to work for the money, people who are trying to, like, make a living, people who are trying to survive as well. At least treat them with respect, show them, like, yo, show them some love, show them at least something. They don't care. They don't care about themselves. It's all about self-gain. It's all about, favoritism, and it just sucks. And it took assistant manager from a different department to actually come to my department, and who's now our main, department head right now, to actually, trying like, yo, you know what? Hey, recognize me for doing my hard work, recognize me, in front of the manager, and say, I'm gonna write your brother, I'm gonna give it to you, and stuff like that. Which, I do appreciate. Hey, she was gonna give it to me. I was like, and later on, I was like, I'm going home because I had to go home anyway. So I was like, I'm going home, but I'm not worried about that. I'm sure, when she sees me probably tomorrow or Friday, she's gonna give it to me or something like that. So just a little bit of self love goes a long way. A little bit of, self recognition goes a long way. Being there for 5 years. I mean, the fact that, being there for 5 years is like my first time actually getting something like this. It's just wild, wild to say. People will just tell me like, yo, Josh, I'm gonna write you this and that. I never got nothing. I'm never gonna complain about, Bravo Club. Never gonna complain about, hey, are you gonna write me? Are you gonna write me something? I'm not gonna complain about it. At the end of the day, it's a business job. Home Depot is a business job. Amazon is a business job. Costco is a business job. What else is there? Best Buy is a business job. It's all business jobs right here. I'm not gonna be begging, going up and down the stores like, yo, write me a Bravo code, write me this and that. No, that's not my thing. I don't like going around begging for stuff. It's just not worth it. But after everything, I just thought to myself like, just imagine having a supervisor that's like that. It sucks, and to not even have your supervisor to be like, yo, thank you for the fact that the supervisor didn't even come over with the manager, shows me that he doesn't bro, the man. I know I could tell the supervisor don't really care about me. Like, I could tell the supervisor don't care. I could tell the girl don't really care either way, because first of all, the girl that's also in the department, she's not a supervisor, she's not a manager, and she's just walking around with that manager, walking around with their supervisor as well, trying to act like, hey, they're on top of everything. Like, and you're gonna try and tell me what to do. The nerve for people. I mean, the nerve for some people to tell me what my job is, what I gotta do on a daily basis, what I gotta do. It's just baffling, bro. Are you telling an introvert what they gotta do? What the job they gotta do? Are you kidding me? I've been at Home Depot for longer than both of them. I've been at Home Depot longer than the supervisor, longer than the girl as well. And you're gonna come here and tell me what I gotta do, what my job is? Are you guys serious? Who do that? Who do people think that I am, bro? Just because you walk around with the supervisor, don't mean that you're gonna boss on a person what you gotta do. Like, sometimes, she'll come up to me and tell me some bullshit, talking about, hey, can you make sure that we have this in the shelf, right? Can you go upstairs and see what we got? We could pack it out. Like, I know you could walk, right? You could walk, you could talk. I'm sure you could do it, right? Like, why are people trying like tell me what you gotta do? I just look at him like, what? Yep. Just keep talking. Just keep talking, and get out of my face. Finish what you gotta say and get out of my face. I don't care. She woke up to me a couple of days ago. Yesterday, she was like, oh, on Tuesday, she was like, hey, Josh, can you go upstairs? Can you go to this site and aisle number and check if we have more of this product right here? And it's kind of like restock it. We have this little, walk going on around. I just ignore her. Why am I listening to you in the first place? Why am I going to listen to an associate who's just walking around trying to not do nothing, telling another associate what they got to do? I mean, I was actually busy as well. So you come over to me and tell me what to do? Like, I don't know what my job is. Are you serious? It's baffling to me. It's baffling. But yeah, long story short, it sucks that it has to be like this. But like I said, bro, this is what I'm saying, man. This is why I say almost all my videos. Like, I gotta find a different job where I feel appreciated. If you wake up every single day, you go to your job, and you don't feel appreciated, you work so damn hard, you don't feel appreciated. You have to deal with the same thing every day. Every single day you go to work, you have to deal with this every day. No self-recognition, no love, no nothing like that. No thank you for your work, your hard services. Why should I feel? Why should I feel like my job is enjoyable? Why should I feel like I have to come to this event at my store right here? Why should I feel like I need to come to this store right here and enjoy, with my coworkers, like enjoy, have fun. Our store we have like so many events in our store that we do, when it comes to holidays and stuff like that. I don't go to it. We have Christmas parties. We have what is it? Holiday parties and stuff like that. I don't go to it. I don't feel interested. Why should I go to the job that I don't feel interested? Why should I go to an event where I just don't feel like the job is like it's right for me. I don't feel happy going to the job every single day, happy, you know, being like, yo, this job is a good job right here, you know. I just don't feel like it. Yeah, you could tell, like, you could tell us when you go to the job, you could just feel like the energy is off when you start talking to certain people, and people don't care about you. People will start talking to you anyhow. People will feel like you look yourself in the mirror, and be like, yo, am I making a mistake right here? You know, like I said, I got my first, self-recognition. I mean, it's something, I felt a little bit. I feel really, really happy, because why would I feel happy? If I got that, if I was getting stuff like this like every single year, or every, couple of months or whatever, I'll feel a little bit happy. Like the first time in 5 years that I actually got something like this, and the fact that I actually took another store manager to actually give me something like that in front of the manager just says a lot about the supervisor. And it's just sad, man. It's sad that, this occurs, and I don't. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna be begging around and stuff like that. But like, that does to show you that, favoritism in the store, favoritism in real life, favoritism in the real world goes a long way, because it's sad, man. It's sad how things are these days. People pick and choose on the job, and it's just crazy, man. That's what I always say. You wake up, you go to your job, do what you gotta do, focus on yourself, and come back home. And at the end of the day, you're going there for the money, and that's all. You're not going there for friendship. You're not going there for, friendship benefits. You're not going there for like a relationship. I gotta go see my girlfriend in the store. You're not going for that. All right? Go to work. I try to do that. Go to work. Mind my own business, and I need to start my own business as well, because like, sometimes when you try to like help people out of the store, we have this new associates that come to the store. I feel like they're probably in school as well, and they also work as well, and you try to like encourage them to work hard, try to come to work, focus on themselves. They don't listen. They just don't listen. They want to be on their phones. They want to stand around and talk to their coworkers, stand around the host for like 2 3 hours, don't do nothing. And while we are over here stranded, we are working hard, man, working hard, focus on themselves. They just don't care. They want to do what they want to do. And I get pissed off real quick when I see stuff like that, because you are just standing there talking while we over here working, and you just don't give a shit, and you just talking, laughing, and you think that's funny. So yeah, that's how I think about it. That's how I think. That's how I feel. But at the end of the day, I mean, I appreciate her for giving me that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the stuff manager, her for trying to have a conversation with me, because I mean, it's my first time I actually get something like that, and it's just sad. It's sad, I feel like it's okay, man. It's okay. I'm not gonna argue much about it, but yeah. What do you guys think about it? I mean, I do think, workplace favoritism is always major issue, and it's nothing we could do about it. It's nothing I could do about it. It's nothing we could do about it. You just gotta go to work, come back home safely, get your money. That's all you gotta do. That's all we gotta do. You gotta take care of ourselves as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think about this video below? And we'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.